People of the internet. Today we are watching Podcast Cringe, and there's one question I want you to keep in mind. Do Shane Gillis and Mark Norman protect our parks? Well, let's find out. Buckle up.
Wait, are you going to church too, or is that bullshit?
I have been to church.
Why?
Have you ever been to church before?
I've been.
It's actually very nice. They're all just trying to be better people. It's a good vibe. It's just a Christian church.
A non-denominational Christian.
Literally all I eat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I eat 90% red meat.
Wait. Are you sober?
Yeah. Dog, for 3 months.
Don't you get bored, though, at night?
Obviously.
No, I thought I would. That's the thing.
Come on.
Well, I have fun doing stand-up. I have fun hanging out in the green room. It just, you're just tired all the time. It's like, it beats you down. And if I was doing 3 nights in a week at the
Mark Norman's a junkie. I didn't see it before, but he's the cool drug addict guy. That's just my thoughts.
club.
Hold on, let me bong this beer.
Yeah, exactly. By Bodega Cat.
J-Mo, bong a beer, brother.
We'd love to have you. Are you sober,
Why are
too,
you
like
so
Gay
mean?
Rogue?
Protect Our Parks is back for episode 15, and a lot has changed since the last time we were here back in January this year, and I'm not just talking about Joe Rogan's pin code. The first thing is they're back on YouTube after 3 episodes, 12, 13, and 14, weren't uploaded due to copyright reasons. Maybe you guys remember, just after Rogan struck his second Spotify deal, part of his agreement was that Spotify would publish all JRE episodes on all platforms and monetize everything themselves after his viewership dropped by over 75% during the 3.5 years he was exclusive to Spotify. That's why you now see those ad reads around the 8-minute mark and 35-minute mark. But since he came back to YouTube at the beginning of last year, you might also remember all those issues they were having with copyright, especially on the Protect Our Parks episodes where they play a lot of music. It was on episode 11 that Rogan and Jamie had to explain to Mark, Shane, and Ari that as part of their new contract with Spotify, they couldn't play any copyright-protected music on the show anymore, and Gillis blurted out, "But that's what we do," and Mark Norman said, "What the fuck did you guys sign?" So after all of that embarrassment, they didn't upload the next 3 episodes onto YouTube so they could have a drink and play whatever songs they wanted without losing any of Spotify's ad revenue over on YouTube. But
Hey, welcome to the real world. That's what these guys do. You know, I wanted to upload a Joe Rogan clip like a couple days ago. It didn't even, so here's how it works on YouTube. You upload the video, then it starts processing to HD, and then it checks, before you publish it, it checks for monetization issues like copyright, other people's stuff. And dude, my shit didn't even finish getting checked, and these guys had a copyright claim. Like, granted, you can do things to where you could set it to all videos are copyright claim that try and play this one specific video. But like, that video came out today, the same day. That podcast came out the same day, and they were on it before my video even finished, like, could even be published. It was already copyright claimed, and then it was blocked everywhere, and so the video just couldn't be viewed. It's crazy. So get some.
But now they're back, except their latest episode was the shortest in Protect Our Parks history, coming in at just over 3 hours and 10 minutes long. And I'm not sure what happened with Spotify, but somehow they managed to agree to allow Jamie to play whatever music Joe wants, because for the last 30 minutes of this episode, they were basically just listening to music and smashing beers. Well, except for Rogan, because he's sober now. Oh, and he's a Christian as well. But I'll come back to that in a moment, because from the beginning you could tell things had changed. It just seemed like they were kind of being reflective about their past shenanigans, and they were getting ready to settle down.
Wait, but why is he making fun of them for being sober? I don't think that's a bad thing. Being sober from alcohol and like hard drugs is probably one of the best things ever. That lifestyle, you could do it in your 20s. Like, even drinking, I drank up until about 25, and then the hangovers hit by like 27. They're full on beating you in the face. And I was like, this isn't worth it. And then it messes you up for a few days. And like, I think alcohol's the worst, but I can't hang with the lifestyle. Like, you know, doing that stuff all the time, it takes a wear on your body, your brain, your like mental facilities, your serotonin, all of that. And it's not fun. I think being sober once you don't do drugs and stuff, and well, shit, I'm smoking weed, but I'm saying the other stuff, you feel like a clarity. And I'm not here to preach sobriety because those things can be fun in moderation, but like drinking all the time, like these guys drink, bro, that shit's way too hard on you. Messes up your sleep. You mess up your sleep and you don't drink enough water, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Your body, you will feel pain.
You sick.
Oh, he came back with the bong. Dun, dun,
It's just
dun.
plastic. It's just plastic made in America. Hold on, I gotta piss.
America.
Don't start it before I get that. I won't.
Thank God you're leaving to piss. We had a triple wash this fucking pitcher because Norman pissed in it once.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
Wow. I don't remember that either.
We've had some really rough ones.
We've had some
Rough one.
rippers.
Like to the point where when it's like Protect Our Parks Day, I'm like,
Oh, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
a marathon.
But America needs it.
Yeah.
The boys need it. They do. They
Did
tell
you
me
see
all the
bros
time.
getting
I
fucked
see
up?
them out in the streets.
Yeah.
Said when's Protect
They
Our
do
Parks
say
coming
when,
back? They say it
dude.
all the time.
When's the next?
I'm not going to lie though. Joe does look like somebody that just became a Christian because he starts by still being cool about stuff, and then he's not going to be cool, and then he's going to try and preach to him. I'm just saying this is how it goes every time. And I would not doubt that Joe would be a mega pastor preacher like in a couple years, or he's going to have some like big Christian show. I mean, Christians would love, when he first said something about Jesus a little ways back, a couple months ago or a month ago, or I don't even remember now. Dude, you should have seen the amount of Christian YouTubes. Like everybody was talking about it. It's crazy, but I think this is a point. This is the story right here. When someone in the group gets sober, they try to hang out and they kind of feel weird and they kind of feel weird and then they drift apart. I would not doubt if Protect Our Parks doesn't happen for very long in the future. Joe's just not going to be around it. Just as a normal human being, if you're not on drugs, you don't want to be around people on drugs. It's fucking annoying. I mean, weed is chill, but people on uppers just interrupting all the time. And then you got people on downers that are just, on another level, probably not paying attention to you. It's the same. You don't want to be around drunk people when you're not drunk. So it's just going to be a natural separation coming soon.
Next one.
When's the next Protect Our Parks?
But they take a year off your life, so you got to spread them out a little bit. It's like what's that? The Tough Mudder.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't do them every weekend.
that one, the photo from the one where I had like 25 or 26 beers. Every once in a while I see the photo and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What a nightmare
But that
was.
is what people genuinely need. They need bros.
'Cause they're doing it.
They want to. If they can't, they wish they could.
Yeah,
They
and
want to. Everybody wants to.
I grew up doing this.
Every man wants to have fun.
I was
They wanna
really
get
hoping
together
I would
and not be-
stop doing this. And so,
I just got to continue. I can see Joe like ditching these guys and his Rogan spear. Oh man, Rogan sphere friends. And then the next thing is like protect our future. And it's a bunch of people and it's like a Bible study. Oh Lord. I'm just not a fan of religion, to be honest with you. I think it just does a lot of really bad stuff.
at some point.
No, never.
Never. Listen, this is the best life. This is the best life for guys.
Oh, 100%.
We're the luckiest people that have ever lived.
Like you had Jimmy Carr on, and he was talking he's like, I'm doing this today, then I'm going to Chappelle's thing, then I'm doing Kill Tony, then I'm doing the Mothership, then I'm doing an arena in Scandinavia. It's
Best life.
what a life.
It's the best life.
Of course, Rogan thinks that guys need a podcast with four dudes drinking to show them how to have fun. Like, he's already got a monopoly on shit-talking thanks to the Mothership Green Room, but now that's extended to drinking in his podcast studio. Why can't a podcast just be a podcast? It ain't that deep, Joe. We all know how to have a drink with our buddies and talk shit. We never needed you to show us how it's done.
There's a take on anything and everything that's like, ah!
Yeah.
You know,
kinda-
this,
pretty much any
it's
fart.
just got to find where
It's
it
kind of my
is.
goal, was to come up with the best
Want some of these
fart joke of all time.
Eights dog?
No, not yet, Joe.
Come on.
What's that?
Get in.
You're a bad influence
Lucy's-
today, dude.
Oh, yeah, what's up with you?
He's fired up, dude. He's
Mark's down for I'm telling y'all. Do you see Mark? That guy don't say no to nothing. You know what I mean? I feel bad for Mark. I think there's just going to be a lot of reckonings coming for these guys. And it's none of our business, but we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just think a lot of, come to Jesus moments, I think Joe's drifting away. I think Mark Norman, I think people are going to start seeing it in Mark Norman. I just, you can't hide that forever. And everybody around him has to know. This is just my opinions. It's not the truth. It's just what I think. I think he's going to have a come to Jesus. I think Shane is better when he gets away from this group. And the more he gets away from this group, the better he's going to get. He's got that show going. It's doing multiple seasons. So, Netflix is liking it. Yeah, I think this is going to be like the sober October and just break apart soon. Just Joe. Joe's not going to want to be around these people. Plus, they're all younger than him except Ari.
You've pulled out 3 drugs. I've been here 8 minutes.
Shh. They're all legal. Shut the
No drugs.
It's just nicotine.
Just Ozempic.
Don't get the feds on us.
Lucy Breakers.
Don't get me wrong though, I like listening to them hanging out and talking about whatever's happening in the world. But let's be honest, the real reason we're all here is to listen to Mark Normand and Shane Gillis trolling Rogan. It must be hard for them being the only 2 comedians in that studio. So stick around because I put together a compilation of Mark and Shane's highlights for you guys towards the end of this video. The anti-Semitism was strong in this one, but there's something more interesting going on here in my opinion. See, I think there's something going on with Joe. If you haven't heard, Rogan stopped drinking 3 months ago and started attending church.
You know what'll get us is the gout. The gout's coming for us.
When I heard
gout?
the
Gout's for
causation,
fatties, isn't it?
No,
No,
Kyle
no.
Kinane has the gout.
What is
He
it?
was a
How do you
fatty
get
for a
gout?
while.
You
What
and
causes
beer?
gout?
Meat. It's the king's disease.
yes,
Meat?
But what is the real
fucking
cause?
red meat.
This sounds
it's
like nonsense.
no, it's
That's
like
pull it up.
literally all I eat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I eat 90% red
Wait,
meat.
wait. Are you sober?
Yeah. Dog, for 3 months.
Sober from alcohol.
Yeah.
Be clear.
And
Yeah.
according to the law, everything else.
and nothing else today.
Caused by a buildup of uric acid in the body, leading to formation of urate crystals in the joints. Ooh.
Wait.
Linked to lavish diets and alcohol consumption of wealthy individuals, including royalty. I would guarantee you it's the alcohol.
And not moving.
On another note, I think people should eat bread, but you have to look at it differently. I'm going to tell you differently, right? My girlfriend is like legit can't do the bread thing, right? And I just couldn't understand it because cultures all throughout the world, all throughout history, all have their cultural bread, what they're known for. All cultures eat bread in some certain type of way. And if you look outside of America, people aren't fat like they are in America. And so I've baked a ton of bread. It was kind of a hobby. And so I thought to myself, like, I always, bread should be, flour, water, yeast, salt, sugar, depending on who you ask. And that's it. And then, you mix it up, put in a nice ball, make a nice little ball when the texture is just right. And then you set it, some olive oil in a bowl, let it rise, take it out, fold it, let it rise, take it out, fold it. And then on the 3rd time, that's when you shape it. Let it rise for about half the time you let it rise, just a little bit. You put it in the oven. So that's bread. And you can do that multiple ways, but you notice it's the few ingredients. Well, here's something I discovered, because we eat a lot of bread, but we eat specific bread. And I'm not talking, fancy, like whole food shit. You know what I mean? What I'm talking about is look at the back of the label on your bread, right? Back of the label, and look for one thing, because depending if they have this one thing or they don't, the following ingredients will be to par for the good bread. You will just know good ingredients will follow if people make bread this way. So the problem with the bread in America is the enriched wheat. The enriched wheat, all the riboflavins, or however you say that, the niacin in the bread, all those extra ingredients. That is what I discovered. I'm not saying is what caused the pain in my girlfriend. So now, here's one you could eat: Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's Killer Bread doesn't use enriched wheat. I mean, I don't know in all products, but in some products, their bread, their bagels. Now she eats bread all the time. And I think bread is very important. I think it's very important to your existence. And it just sucks if people can't eat bread. So I'm not giving you any advice, but think about that. Maybe people can figure out stuff for themselves.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with meat.
Wait, are you going to church too, or is that bullshit?
I have been to church.
Why?
Have you ever been to church before?
I've been.
It's actually very nice. They're all just trying to be better people. It's a good vibe.
Why don't you go to a Catholic
They sing.
church?
I
Let's
tried
get you.
that. I did that.
I went to St. Pat's in New York.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful
Kennedy
place.
got married
So
at?
nice. Some
But
guy
wait.
gave me a rosary. I keep it.
If it's not
It's very
Catholic,
nice.
which one is it?
it's just a Christian church.
A non-denominational Christian.
church.
Animal proteins such as pork, red meat, shellfish, and oily fish are high in purines, making an individual susceptible to gout.
There you go.
Huh.
No shellfish.
Additionally, alcohol reduces the metabolism of uric acid, enhances the disease condition.
Oh.
I guarantee it's the alcohol. The alcohol fucking lobby probably said, yeah, it's the meat.
Yep, there's a lot of videos now about Joe Rogan going to church. Oh man, dude, they are waiting. You know, the Christian church is like fucking what is his name? Scott Stapp of Creed, with arms wide open. That's the Christian church right there. They are just they're frothing at the mouth when Joe just fully like puts the Joe Rogan Jesus experience.
Meat. The meat program. It's just like they did with sugar. It's not us. It's saturated fat that's causing all these heart attacks to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for Joe Rogan's Christian arc. First, he told us he was a comedian, then opened up a comedy club and anointed himself as a comedy legend simply by placing his comedy album on the wall with all the greats that came before him. Next, he'll start his own church, throw on a wig, and declare himself the second coming of Jesus. But I'm not knocking Joe's newfound faith. It's just suspicious as fuck. People are speculating that he's got incoming allegations and he's trying to get ahead of them, like Russell Brand did. And I've also seen people saying, ever since he made the move to Texas, that it was only a matter of time before Rogan became a Christian and started attending church. To Rogan's credit, I actually think it's deeper than that. Remember when that biblical scholar Wes Huff went on JRE after he debated Rogan's buddy Billy Carson? That was in January this year, around the same time Protect Our Parks 14 dropped, and that's when I think things started turning for Rogan. In fact, it was Wes Huff himself who confirmed Rogan had been attending church just 2 weeks ago on a podcast.
And have you talked to Joe Rogan since your out of the park conversation with him?
Well, my conversation with Rogan went 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
It was a little bit longer than this
Sorry.
conversation. But yes, Joe Rogan and I have had on and off communication since then. I can tell you for a fact that he is attending a church and that that has been a consistent thing. And so, you know, things are happening, and he's a very inquisitive individual, and I think for the better, in that he's communicating with me and other people in his life who are influences that can speak into, you know, these issues of reliability and trustworthiness and verisimilitude of something like the pages of scripture, and where he should and shouldn't be looking for the information in regards to that.
Gee.
You know, here's the thing. People could do what they want. I don't give a fuck. But if you asks my opinion on religion, the problem is you're just basically giving yourself over to another power-hungry authority. Why would it's just like you got to be in this group, but you got to do what the Bible says. You got to change your life to follow these rules, and it's the same in every religion. And it's just like you're just putting another set of handcuffs on yourself for what? Dying? Shit. I actually think it's going to be kind of wild And I don't, I just bring up, I almost choked like a couple months ago, and I thought it was it, and I felt completely at peace. It was strange, but I don't know. I don't want to put it on any, but I just don't like groups that seek submission. Maybe that's why I'm kind of just like I don't know. I'm not a rebel. You can't. That's just like trying to sound cool.
That looks like the most boring podcast ever. Give it a few years and that'll be Protect Our Parks. But on a more serious note, this is what I think happened. Wes Huff is a pretty charismatic guy. He wiped the floor with Billy Carson and in the process got Rogan's attention. Then he went on JRE and I really think he impressed Joe with his knowledge of ancient texts, including obviously the Bible, but mostly his study of the reliability and accuracy of the actual texts in the New Testament. Now, I don't know a lot about this stuff personally. I specialize in talking shit about people on the internet, but apart from Jordan Peterson, Wes Huff seems to be the first Christian who really impressed Rogan and got through to him. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's what I think sparked all of this. Put aside whatever you think about Wes or Peterson or Christianity in general, the timeline of events seems to support my theory, in my opinion, of course. The funny thing is, since Rogan stopped drinking, he seems to have increased his intake of pretty much everything else.
The only reason I stopped the booze, is because I wanted to see what it'd be like to have no booze for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot better.
I mean,
you feel a lot better.
Don't you get bored though at night?
No, I thought I would. That's the thing.
Come on.
Well, I have fun doing stand-up. I have fun hanging out in the green room.
Yeah. But you're also not like well, when it comes to sobriety,
that's different. If you're smoking the Wizard and you're sober, yeah, that you could hang out. Because the thing is you can hang out with that. That's why Joe Rogan still hang out. I might be wrong on that. I think they're still gonna part. But if Joe Rogan's smoking weed, yeah, he could totally do the comedy club. Because you're still vibing. You find it funny. You're stoned. Yeah, but I don't like, dude. I hate alcohol. Like, it does not. I can barely handle it. So I don't know why being sober like that is bad. I just don't know. I think alcohol's too punishing. That's the thing about it. It's for the amount of fun you have and then the amount of punishment you receive. It's not worth it. Just like that. It's just like bad logistics altogether. I can never blame somebody that wants to stop drinking. I don't even, 1 or 2 beers messes me up. It's just not worth it. But if you could smoke weed, not having weed, there's too much bullshit. There is too much bullshit to not have weed. There just is. There's just too much dumb shit. And people are crazy right now. And there's just way too much dumb shit. And I just didn't smoke weed for like a little over a month. And it was just, all I could think about is like, man, damn, I wish I could smoke some weed right now. I would think about it so hard. I would think about how it would feel to like inhale. You know what I mean? I was just picturing myself. Oh, God. It was just stupid. I could not agree with it at any point. I was like, why are we not? God damn, man. Why are we not smoking weed? When you want to go to bed, why am I not smoking weed?
What flipped you? What was the final switch?
I wanted to try.
Me fall down.
Well, I just got tired of feeling like shit when I would work out the next day.
The hangovers are real later.
It's real.
Yeah,
it's also you're just tired all the time. It's like it beats you down. And if I was doing 3 nights in a week at the club, and
let me bong this beer.
Yeah, exactly. Bye, Bodega Cat. You'll be back. You think so? Yeah,
yeah. That's a supportive friend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm not
You didn't have
alcoholic.
problem.
We're saying we don't judge you for your current situation.
Thank
but
you.
We would love to have you back.
It's just one of those things where you stop doing it and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. Why was I doing that?
It's also like at this point, like who gives? So don't drink.
See, I have a different thing. I'll go like 4 or 5 days. By day 5, I'm going.
Let's go.
I know.
I'm getting wrecked.
Same thing.
It's not
The
even
month.
like.
Yeah, you can't just have a beer.
And then
Or
you
your
regret
version of
it.
four beers.
You regret it the next day, but you're
Well,
like,
the next day you go. I already threw away those 5 days.
let's keep going.
Fucking ride this.
Turn into a regretted
Until the
Thornburg.
wheels fall off.
Look, I had a good time drinking. Don't get
You hear that? Mark Norman said to the wheels fall off. I mean, this seems like it could be another investigative series. You know, I just like investigating, but I feel bad because once you start looking, it's just sucks. And then we make a video and you're like, oof. I just think he needs help.
get me wrong. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
fun.
just I don't like what it does to your body.
It's nice to see that Mark
Also, I know you guys don't like hearing that. I know some of you feel Mark Norman. I see it when you've just gone a little too far. You're in a rut. You're in a world of your own. He just looks hungover. You're in a world of your own. At that point, when you're doing it that much, you're living in your own world, and you're probably surrounded by people that do it all the time. And then you all act like you don't do it all the time. You know? You're fucking doing it in bathrooms. You even get so emboldened. You'll do it in some places you can't believe. You'll do it in very public places. And it just, I don't know. He just doesn't seem right. And hell.
Mark and Shane give absolutely zero fucks that Rogan has stopped drinking. Mark's waving his whiskey brand around for the camera, and Shane's telling Rogan to shut up for a second so he can smash a beer. But here's the thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword for Rogan. You guys have probably heard me say a few times that he's a massive hypocrite because he sits in the studio episode after episode crapping on about how healthy he is, spending thousands of dollars a month on supplements, peptides, TRT, HGH, and stem cell therapy. Fuck, he's even got Shane Gillis onto Ways to Well. In this episode, he was raving about how surprised he was to learn that his bloods are clean and he's not pre-diabetic. Seriously, somebody has to investigate this place. I was suspicious when Bert Kreischer started saying the same shit. Anyway, as I was saying, Rogan would wax lyrical about being super healthy while puffing on a cigar and sipping on a glass of whiskey, then going to his club and kicking on in the green room with all the elite assassins he keeps on his payroll. So it makes sense now that he stopped drinking, and you heard him say earlier that he feels better now, he was sick of feeling shit every day, etc., etc. Same old story. The flip side is he built his whole image on being a dude. He was the one who would get high while talking to a scientist and have a cigar with a professor. He was our guy on the inside asking all the right questions and cutting through the narrative. But now that he's gone sober and become a Christian, the feeling is that all of that is slowly slipping away. And when you combine this with how dense he's become over the last couple of years, how the pandemic broke his brain, he even got into politics last year for the first time and endorsed a major candidate. It seems like the old Joe is dead and the new Joe is slowly killing our beloved Protect Our Parks. I say this in every Protect Our Parks video. Thank God for Mark Norman and Shane Gillis, because without them, this episode would have been a snooze fest.
I'm just saying it. Look, I think you should be able to do whatever you want to do. If you want to play with substances that alter you, you know, it's not my right to tell you what to do. And it's not your right to tell me what to do. I believe in that. I just think, here's what I think. I think those things, like anything, are best done in moderation and with safety precautions. That's what I think. I think you should be safe about it if you're going to do it. And about it, you know, people's partied before. You got to be safe. That's just something I do. And I think, you know, when you go to bed at night, if stuff went up in this nether region, do yourself a neti pot. Do yourself a neti pot. Do it a few times. Don't just do it once or twice. Go and blow all that stuff out. It'll make you feel better in the morning, and you won't have the drip. Make sure you take your vitamins. Make sure you drink water. If you're doing, so many things, right? Water, vitamins. Make sure you get sleep. Make sure you know when is when. And I think, and you see most people that have moderation, they turn out fine. Don't quote me. I'm not going to, this is no advice. But I think you should keep an eye out for your friends. And when someone is a little overboard, I've done this before. I don't think you should do this lecture or try and shame them. It's not going to work. You have to understand that people will quit doing substances when they want to quit doing substances. And sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a bad experience, but you're not, whatever you're trying to do, you just have to be supportive, and watch. Man, shit. I didn't mean to go on about a tangent on
Israel,
that.
Palestine, and Russia, Ukraine really ended the climate change.
Oh, yeah. Ended everything.
You know what I mean? It was like, there's World War III's coming. It's like, we don't have time.
Yeah, none of the climate change people are like, these bombs are increasing the temperature.
Yeah.
I think Greta Thunberg, actually,
really?
unless that was fake.
It ended everybody saying dead babies are bad. They go, well, let me see where they were from first.
Can't kill them in Texas either.
It's a weird time. I caught that one.
Hey, thanks.
I got it too. I just stared right through it. I just stared at the table going, I don't even think that's funny.
It is crazy I can't watch here on my phone.
That's a real
Ken, you just have to take a photo of your ID and send it to the government. What's the problem, Mark?
What am I, a
We want to
migrant?
know how into feet you really are. You have a male cat, you castrate him. Everybody does. Because you leave him in the house. If your cat goes in the house, they'll pee all over your house.
That's true.
They will mark every spot in your house.
cat game.
You have to cut their balls off.
I'm just trying to get Norman to say
R. Kelly.
It's fun. It's amazing how many cats there are out there because every male cat gets his balls chopped off. Hinchcliffe can play piano.
Come on.
And drums.
Checks out.
And drums.
He just sits
Piano
down.
checks out.
He
Drums
plays
does
drums,
not.
but he sits down and just starts playing piano. You're like, where did this come from?
Plays a skin flute.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Yeah, the extracurricular skills off stand-up is interesting. You can make a list of them. Bobby Lee can dance well and skate.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I bet he plays the out of some video games.
Yeah, but I mean,
and some
yeah.
math.
yeah, certain guys are just good at other sports.
he's
Andy
fucking
Haynes can
killing it.
shred on skis.
What a crazy dating app that is. Farmers only.
I know. It basically
What?
means whites
Yeah,
only.
they should have just gone.
That's all that is.
It's a how do you say it without saying it?
Yeah.
Not all black farmers
black
unless you're
people-
talking
black
weed.
people-
I got
meat.
good news and bad news, Daddy.
I found a
The
farmer.
farmer, but
His name's Tyrone. He grows weed.
It's only watermelon. I don't know what the hell.
This is
son of
worse
a
than
bitch.
usual.
Sorry.
Kid Cudi said.
Bieber
Kid Cudi said, Puff Daddy
burned his car.
broke into his house before Christmas and opened all the gifts for his kids.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like the Grinch.
And he
funniest
called
story
him when he was in his
possible.
house.
hey, buddy, I'm in your house.
Whoa. That's insane.
That's the funniest thing I've ever
That's
heard.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's
dark.
like Ari. Ari might be.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Have you noticed? Man, I haven't kept up with the P Diddy thing. It kind of just life kind of goes on, but I wanna watch something, like a full thing. I want to see the whole thing, and catch up on it. It's hard to look at that stuff, and especially I'm sure it's just gotten worse since I last looked at it. But it's just crazy. I heard about the Kid Cudi thing. Someone talked about it on a podcast. That's some hateful shit right there. To do that to somebody?
Fucking Ari trick.
You hate Christmas, you heeb.
Damn, dude, I can't believe you guys killed him. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Santa too, you would if you could.
You would. If the Jews got their you're going to burn your beak. Jamie, delete the anti-Semitism.
No, keep it. It's
Jamie,
allowed.
55 minutes out of this episode and everyone in the past.
Jamie, I'm not trying to add work. I swear, brother.
Sorry, J-Mo.
He's very sensitive on these shows. He needs to be respected.
I guess so.
I respect him. J-Mo, bong a beer, brother.
We'd love to have you. Are you sober
Why are
too,
you
like
so
Gay
mean?
Rogue? You all right, Ari?
No, he met the devil.
69. 69.
He
Mollied
met the
out.
devil.
Oh, you had it set at 72, Jamie? That's unforgivable.
You're
What are you, a
right,
girl?
You're right, Jamie.
Girls
a
like
girl.
it warm? They like it warm?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Interesting.
If
Girls
it's up
and-
to a girl, she'll go
Whoa,
75.
Easy.
Hey, Bert Kreischer's going to
Bert.
sue you.
Legitimately hot.
Bert Kreischer's going to sue you.
I wish you weren't doing that.
That is a bad look. Auschwitz 2025.
Just like Rogan used to be our guy on the inside, Mark Norman's now our guy on the inside of JRE, asking all the questions that people are thinking. I mean, he was the only one who brought up Rogan going to church and asking about his drinking, and he's the only one who basically called out Texas for their super conservative laws. The strange thing is, most of the drugs that Rogan takes are illegal in Texas, yet he sits there on almost every episode shitting on California for being a nanny state. Finally, Mark Norman pointed out the absurdity of being forced to upload your government ID just to see a few feet pics. I mean, what are we doing here, B? But everyone missed the funniest part of the whole episode. This was one of those funny moments where you have to look away because the cringe is too strong to handle.
right.
As soon as Ari brought up Elvis and karate, I was like, fuck, no way Rogan rolls with this one. Surely he realizes the parallel with himself and shuts it down. Clearly, everyone in the room missed out on the irony. Not even our boy on the inside, Mark Norman, had a zinger in his pocket ready to pull out and rapid fire at Rogan while he was describing his own comedy career.
Every once in a while you hear a Hitler story where you go, God damn, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. My chest to get hard. Love
Delete
it.
I feel that way about a lot of them.
Delete it.
Gals the shit on his
I
chest.
don't know. They told us, and I could see them. That's being propaganda for young
That sounds
Jews to be
very
like, he was
methy,
pretty stupid.
Right? That's
Yeah.
very methy.
He did some meth.
As soon as you hear about a guy doing meth, you're like, oh,
Everything goes from that.
yeah, meth.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing meth.
The book I read about him, he was by the end he was just sitting by his fire, and you just had to listen to him tell stories, and he would be on meth, and he'd be screaming for hours.
I've had that with Stanhope.
And what he was screaming about was like, I'm the greatest architect that's ever lived. I shouldn't even be doing this war. Everybody thinks he thought he was a great artist. He thought he was the greatest architect.
Oh my god.
This is Elvis with karate.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, look out, man.
Yeah, Elvis would get pilled up and they'd pretend that he was good at karate. And dudes were just like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. They would try to move him and he'd like put his neck out there and stop them from moving.
That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
Cranked out
Whoa.
on
Help
pills.
this old man. Help
His
this old
liver
man.
was redlining all day long.
Just be like, I'm the best fighter ever time, man.
We went to Graceland.
How in the actual fuck did Mark Norman miss that opportunity to give us one of the best Protect Our Parks moments in history? All it needed was a "you should see your act" or something just to break the ice a little and remind Gay Rogue that he's a bomb expert. And not only that, not one person in the comment section noticed it either. Come on, people, do better. Way to let me down like that. But all jokes aside, which isn't hard when it comes to Rogan, I actually have a solution to all of the problems I've outlined in this video. Since Joe's moving into his Fox News boomer years and he cancelled Sober October because he's sick of Bert Kreischer annoying the shit out of him, why not replace Rogan with Bert and replace Ari with Tim Dillon? Hear me out. Just imagine that for a second. Instead of Rogan's political rants, we get Tim Dillon shitting on Elon Musk, Bert going so red in the face he blends in with the curtains behind him, while Shane Gillis calls everyone gay, and Mark Norman says, hang on, isn't Tim actually gay? Let's go, Joe. Do something funny for once in your life. He's even got poor Jamie off the booze. Next minute, this is going to turn into full-blown boomer radio filled with your favorite Bible verses. Ironically, one of Joe's best jokes is from his Triggered comedy special from 2016, where he shits on religion for being completely made up. Sadly, that Joe Rogan is no longer with us. R.I.P. brother, we'll miss you. Get used to Rogan changing the subject when Jamie brings up Elon's tweet saying the reason the Epstein list hasn't been published is because Trump's on it, all the while he's got the fucking director of the FBI sitting across from him throwing his hands up and saying, "That's none of my business. I know when to stay in my lane." But hopefully Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redban listen to the internet and get Shane Gillis as Trump and Carl Dunnigan as Elon Musk on Kill Tony, but something tells me Rogan won't allow that at the moment. Anyway, that's for another video. Remember to head over to my second channel, Podcast Cringe Bites, and subscribe so you don't miss out on all of my uploads throughout the week. And if you want to see my full review of Tom Segura's new Netflix show, Bad Thoughts, check out the link in the description to my Patreon, where you'll find a bunch of exclusive, long-form, uncensored content as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
The weirdest thing is comics like policing what should be talked about. If someone comes up with the most amazing fart joke of all time, I'm gonna die laughing.
Well, there it is. You know, it's gonna turn into a Bible study. It is what it is. It's just people change. It's hard, but hopefully at some point you understand people change. For various reasons, good and bad. And that's just what happens. Or I don't know, maybe Burn the Boats was a lot deeper. Maybe Rogan was like, shit, really, I shouldn't do comedy. Maybe I should be a preacher. You just never know. But I think Burn the Boats hurt worse than we'll ever know. It was a shockingly awful wake-up call for Joe Rogan. It was, and I think it changed his life. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.